Ramirez, Jermaine Dye on an 8-game hitting streak, Jim Thome the DH, Paul Konerko, AJ, Wilson Bedeman, Dwayne Wise, and Jason Nix rounded out. The Lowe's defensive setup and how they will set up behind Mazzaro. Holiday, Sweeney, and Cunningham left to right with Hanahan, Cabrera, Kennedy, and Giambi. Kurt Suzuki, an athletic catcher behind the plate, and Vin Mazzaro on the hill. This is first major league start.
Youngster out of Rutherford, New Jersey. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as there's first pitch down low from the 6 foot 1 inch, 215-pound right-hander. And the count 2-0.
You've got to make him get the ball up because he's a sinker baller and he's got a little more on the sinker than we saw last night from Trevor Cahill.
There's the strike, and here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. It's fouled off the siding of the LG Skyline Club seats.
And Mazzaro got that one up there at 94. He also will cut his fastball into the left-hand hitters.
That's top foul.
On this, the 10th anniversary in the major leagues for Jeff Cox. He starts off this game by booting the first play.
He didn't want any part of that one.
No.
None.
You know, maybe in his 7th year, but not in his 10th.
And Fides a little bit tardy right there, so the count hangs at 2-2. Sox coming in 25-25, hitting at 256 as a club with a 4.28 ERA. Fides working him out right here.
I think Holiday's a little deep in left field because normally Pods is not going to hit the ball that far unless he hits it in the gap in left center.
And there's a breaking ball. So a full count by Pods, and this will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. So that should help out Alexei on deck a little bit.
That was ball 4, but sometimes a little hard to lay off of, especially when you haven't seen a pitcher at all.
Well, Pods fouled off a lot of pitches. Now he's in that swing mode.
He's in the swing mode, sure.
There's a shot right back through the middle.
Well, Vin Mazzaro will always be able to say that the first man he faced got a base hit. Only when he tells the story to his grandchildren, it will be a looper off the bat, just out of the reach of the shortstop.
Or he might say, well, Ricky Henderson got the first hit off me.
One of the all-time greats.
Here's Alexei. He was 1 for 4 last night. Takes that pitch inside. Alexei hitting at 253, 3 homers. He's driven in 23. And he and Scotty Pods have formed, well, since they have been the 1-2 combination, we're 8-2. And the count 2-0.
And Suzuki goes out there now to settle down the youngster. You have a tendency when you have a whole lot of adrenaline, and again, this is a sinker baller, and sinker ballers are most vulnerable in the first inning. You have a tendency to overthrow the ball. Now he's getting it up there 94, 95. We were told he could do that, but you prefer that sinker in the 91, 92 range because you get more movement on it.
And there's a souvenir right side. Well, the adrenaline flow right now probably is as high as it's ever been for Vin Mazzaro.
And you can understand that. I mean, this is exciting. He's 22 years old. They really have a young staff. In fact, all 4 of the guys who are going to start games in this series against us are rookies.
Well, last night Trevor Cahill's 21. Mazzaro 22. Outman tomorrow 24. Anderson on Thursday 21.
Yeah, Outman's the old guy. 24 years old. So the question is, if you're Bob Guerin, the former catcher, you're going to let him make his best move on a hit and run situation.
There he goes. Suzuki with not a chance right there. Pods picks up his 4th stolen base, number 240 in his career.
Well, he doesn't give him the best move at first, and it cost him a stolen base. And Suzuki doesn't make a good throw. But Scotty Pods gets a tremendous jump. That's a very slow delivery. The high leg kick from Mazzaro. Pods is in there. The only question is, would he overslide the bag? And he didn't.
2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, lays off of it, so he's got a full count. This will be the 16th pitch coming up to the plate from Mazzaro. And there's a little looper right to the second baseman. And that's out number 1. So with 1 out, let's check out our Heineken picks to click tonight. Mangio, our Hall of Fame director of the crew, went with Jermaine Dye, Lisa, Steve, and Layla. They're going to go with Jim Thome, Bob Rosenberg, Rosie, the official scorer here, doing his 2000th game tonight.
Absolutely astonishing. Number 1, that he's been able to keep a job that long, and number 2, that he's here for 2000.
Oh, that's cold.
Well, he's going to throw out the first pitch, I think, on the 11th of June.
That's cold. As there's strike 1 to Dye. Anyway, Rosie and I are going to go with Betterman. Heineken picks to click. Watch out, they're going to get it.
That inside move is a good one, but I'm not sure where Scotty Pods was going. You've got Dye and Thome coming up. You're already in scoring position. And by the inside move, instead of whirling around, Scott wasn't even going on first move. He was just going.
So they pick him off. And the single and the stolen base goes for naught. And that pitch low to even the count at 1. Jermaine hitting at 280, 13 homers, 35 knocked in.
It really helps Mazzaro because it puts him back in the windup.
And that ball into right field. So the base hit by JD.
Sinker ballers get the ball up. This is what happens. And what later will be knee-high fastballs now are belt-high fastballs. So instead of ground balls, you're getting line drives. That's one of the reasons why getting taken off the bases early when you have a sinker baller on the mound doesn't work out real well for you.
Here's big Jim Thome, number 550 last night. If you missed it, a biggie, a 3-run blast in the 8th inning. Big hack at that one, and the count 1-1. Sox added another one. Jason Nix walked with the bases loaded. Sox win that ball game 6-2.
Last 7 games, Jim's been red hot. Driven in 10 runs.
Good check right there. So the count 2-1. He's been doing a much better job of laying off that inside pitch from the right-hander. Boy, he was just underneath that. Ball had left field bleachers written all over it.
This ball is just above the belt on the outer portion. Jimmy just misses it.
2 out and the 2-2 pitch. So a full count.
Konerko on deck if Jimmy can keep it alive.
John B. Nim moves back, 2 out. And there goes JD. And there's ball 4. JD will just make a turn, token turn, and it'll bring up Paulie.
There's a look at pitching coach Kurt Young. He's going out there now before anything bad happens to tell Mazzaro that he most likely is overthrowing the ball because he's keeping everything up. That's not his game. And in fact, last year when he was at Double-A and he really reached his comfort zone, he was 12-3 with a 1.90 ERA.
He was 15-6 last year.
And then they moved him to Triple-A, where his ERA was a whole lot higher than he would have liked at 6.15. But he was pretty much learning about his own stuff because he's still a very young man, got a great arm, and he had a somewhat meteoric rise through the system. His first professional year was 2006.
So here is Paulie hitting at .303, 7 homers, 33 knocked in. Took that pitch nicely. Breaking ball low and away. Well, Mazzaro is throwing a lot of sinkers where he normally would, starting him off there, but because he's pumped up, amped up, they're just not sinking.
They're staying up. Very
hittable. Throwing too hard. Good check. Big check. 2-0. That's the greatest thing. One of the greatest things, let me rephrase that the hitter can have is a sinker ball pitcher out there who's amped up.
Yeah, that usually happens in the first couple of innings. That's why you have to take advantage of it when you have it. And the Sox have it this inning.
That is high in the right center. Ryan Sweeney makes the catch. That'll retire the side. So the Sox thread and can't score after 1-0 Athletics.